for the reading of the definition. Evolution is an unguided natural process which increases the genetic information in an organism, creating new genes which did not previously exist. These new genes then cause an increase in physical complexity and associated behavior, both of which increase the organism's ability to survive and pass on these traits to offspring. Amen. Amen. Today's alleged mechanism of evolution is genetic drift/migration. I put these terms together because they are essentially the same thing. Here's how it works. Some plant or animal moves to a new geographical location. Hi guys, I'm moving in. Hey neighbor. This either adds their genes to a population where those genes didn't already exist, or it increases the percentage of the population that those genes make up, thus causing a change in allele frequency. In case you're incredibly slow, let me spell this out for you. Moving genes from one place on Earth to another place on Earth doesn't make any new genes. The genes that exist here are the same genes that existed over there. Nothing new has been created. Thus, by not only my definition, but by pretty much any 4th grade understanding of evolution, migration is not evolution. Now that might seem painfully obvious, so why am I even bringing it up? Here's a definition of evolution from a webpage called Talk Origins. Evolution can be precisely defined as any change in the frequency of alleles within a gene pool from one generation to the next. What's a change in allele frequency? I'm glad you asked. Let's talk about that. Let's define some terms. A gene is a piece of DNA that codes for a particular feature, say the exterior color of a duck. An allele is a variation on a gene. So they both have the gene for exterior color, but this one has the allele for blue exterior color, this one has the allele for yellow. Got it? Frequency is just how often something happens as a percentage of the total things happening. I have 2 ducks, 2 total ducks happening. 50% are blue, 50% are yellow. That's frequency. So here's a population of ducks. Their allele frequency is 100% for yellow and 0% for blue. Oh, now a blue one moves into the neighborhood. Well, now the allele frequency for yellow has dropped from 100% down to roughly 66%, and the allele for blue has gone up from 0% to about 33%. There has been a change in allele frequency. But you'll notice this is a statistical change, not a genetic change. Having more or less of something that already existed doesn't make anything new come into being. Having more or fewer of genes that already existed does not create any new genes. A change in allele frequency has nothing to do with making new genes. It doesn't create any new genes. It's just census information. You're just counting noses, or beaks, or the genes that make them. On the useless definition given by Talk Origins, you can say that the east side of the street has evolved as long as you ignore the west side and somebody moves across the street. They really want us to believe that bacteria evolved into wolves and cabbages and everything else because some bacteria moved from one side of the pond to the other? Thanks for watching. The next chapter in the Defining Evolution series, and now all of the chapters, are up on our new website, abitoforange.com. So thanks for liking and subscribing and sharing this with your friends, and happy nachos!